The history of adventure education and outdoor learning has influenced current adventure practice in dramatic and unprecedented ways. During its early emergence prior to the First World War, not much was seen of this field. There was not much in the way of school camping trips, expeditions, and outdoor experiences. Yet both the wars themselves had a dramatic impact on the way we see adventure education today and the groups surrounding it. Let's take a look at the Scout movement's prevalence during this time as an example of the developing history and typology of adventure education and outdoor learning.
The Scout movement has always been extremely beneficial to our youth's adventure education and outdoor learning. However, the ways in which it has been beneficial have changed dramatically throughout the years. Since the Scouts were first formed in 1908, we've lived through 2 world wars and have had over 100 years to progress, meaning opinions on adventure education and outdoor learning have changed to suit our society. The Scouts were formed in 1908 by Robert Baden-Powell, a distinguished war veteran and an established author. It was his handbook, Scouting for Boys, written as a manual for self-instruction and observation, tracking and woodcraft skills, as well as self-discipline and self-improvement that really started the Scout movement. After its publication, boys across the UK began to organise themselves into unofficial Scout groups, as at the time there was no emphasis in outdoor learning with schools, so children had to look elsewhere for it. This led to the Scouts becoming an official voluntary youth group, and nowadays it's one of the largest in the world. 6 years after the formation of the Scouts, the First World War broke out. This could have meant the end of Scouting. However, patrol leaders took over when the adult leaders were required to leave to join the front lines. This alone shows the benefits that adventure education and outdoor learning can have on the confidence level and leadership skills of young people. However, it doesn't end there. When World War II broke out in 1939, the Scouts already had experience in helping on the home front, and by 1940, over 53,000 Scouts had trained to undertake over 170 National War Service jobs. With their experience in adventure education and outdoor learning, they were even able to pass on their knowledge and help to train the Home Guard. Along with all they had done during the Great War, this time around their practical knowledge allowed them to help with the new challenge of air raid precautions, through things such as building air raid shelters, fire watching, stretcher bearing, supporting hospital evacuations, and carrying out first aid.
After the Second World War, the Scouts movement slowly began to tone down their military image and become more of a youth programme, evolving to better meet the needs of their communities, focusing on life and job skills training, environmental conservation and education. In 2007, the Scouts movement celebrated 100 years of Scouting, with millions of members in almost every country in the world. Through the unique combination of adventure, education and fun, Scouting managed to continuously renew and adapt itself to a changing world and the different needs and interests of young people across the globe. The Scottish Scouts now deliver programmes to schools, such as the John Muir Award and the Duke of Edinburgh Award, that combine sustainable development, education and outdoor learning. John Muir Award encourages people of all backgrounds to connect with, enjoy and care for wild places. The Scottish-born founder of the modern conservation movement, John Muir, believed in protecting wild places for their own sake and for the well-being of people and wildlife. Affordable residentials like these can help schools meet the curriculum for excellence outcomes and help young people recognise their potential. The curriculum stated in 2009 that these practical approaches to learning must not be seen as a bolt-on or an alternative form of provision, but as part of an integrated experience. At the beginning of the Scout movement, these views were incredibly controversial, but dedication to the cause and inspiring voices for outdoor learning, such as Robert Baden-Powell and John Muir, have developed and confirmed its importance in the world today.
As you can see, through essential adventurous and outdoor skills provided by professional organisations like the Scouts, adventure education and outdoor learning has grown significantly from the times of the war effort to the modern day. The Scouts have enabled outdoor learning and adventure education to be more accessible than ever before. The more accessible this type of learning has become, the far more developed professional adventure practice is today. From schools that can organise field trips to professional organisations that implement expeditions. What was once seen as unnecessary in the face of schoolwork or employment is now considered essential for student or employee learning and well-being. The Scouts inspiring outdoor and wilderness skills like you've just seen is widely broadcast by modern-day TV shows such as Man vs. Wild by Bear Grylls, who has himself been a member of the Scouts since his youth. This massive engagement and adventurous education and outdoor learning inspires many enterprising individuals to seek a new standard of professional adventure practice, aspiring towards professionally paid roles such as mountain guides, paddle sport instructors, and expedition leaders.